warning tonight after a bluff collapse in Torrey Pines causes panic that more of the cliff could come crashing down. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price.
And I'm Alicia Summers. Cell phone video captures a huge chunk of the cliff crashing down right next to beachgoers below. Thankfully, no one was injured, but safety concerns are high. News 8's Heather Hope spoke to a geologist about how to safely go to the beach.
Right, Steve and Alicia, certainly scary moments in that video. And as people are out walking and hiking Torrey Pines today, safety concerns are certainly high about the possibility of the bluff collapsing again.
That is the concern that I have usually when I come out here.
Fears have been growing after a chilling video of a bluff collapse in Torrey Pines on New Year's Eve left many scared. This cell phone video shows the start of the cliff coming down before beachgoers started to scream and run.
But at the back of my mind, it's always there. You never can tell when one of those things is going to collapse and fall. Basically, it's gravity. Gravity never quits.
Geologist Dr. Pat Abbott spoke of what to look for when out at the cliffs. He says there's always a loud sound right before a huge chunk drops, and it sometimes sounds like the pop of a gunshot.
It usually has a noise to it, a crack. You know, the rock is there, it's been solid, it's now cracked or snapped and is broken loose. If you hear that noise, you know, head for the water or look up.
And we know it's definitely not the first time San Diegans have seen a dangerous bluff collapse.
Encinitas, Carlsbad, Solana Beach, Del Mar, La Jolla.
The deadly Encinitas bluff collapse in August 2019 took the lives of 3 women at Grandview Beach when a roughly 30-foot wide chunk of the cliff dropped down. Dr. Abbott says bluff collapses are more common in very rainy years, so to have a cliff falling now is happening in an unlikely time.
But here's a time when we haven't had much rain, the weather's warm, it's one of the times you at least expect something to go, but again, gravity never stops.
Just one day before this Torrey Pines collapse, this picture shows a group of people standing in that very spot, taking a picture by the danger sign that warns against falling rocks.
The initial crack, if you hear that, react immediately.
Still, crowds came to Torrey Pines Saturday, enjoying a hike at the beach. One family from Chula Vista was worried.
When we do come out, that is always a concern on my mind, and so I do try to stay away from the cliffs. Today we actually didn't because the tide is high, so we came around the back way.
Park rangers were out warning hikers of the recent bluff collapse.
Be careful of your surroundings and just wherever you go.
Although no one was injured, Dr. Abbott says be sure to keep your distance away from the bluff.
We stay away from the cliffs, walk closer to the water.
Heather Hope, News 8.
Well, as we ring in the new year, new records of coronavirus cases and deaths are plaguing San Diego County.
Today, the county is reporting more than 4,000 cases of the virus for the second day in a row. There's also been a huge spike in deaths. 188 reported in the last 5 days. Deaths from COVID keep going up. 37% of all COVID deaths since the start of the pandemic were reported just in the last 5 weeks. 1,566 COVID patients are in the hospital and 380 are in the ICU. 82% of all ICU beds are currently filled. If you or a loved one are in need of a COVID test, we are here to help you find a testing site. Just text the word testing to 858-571-8888 and we'll send you a link with all the information. You can also visit cbs8.com/testing.
Well, on Monday, thousands of students will return to live on-campus learning at UC San Diego, and the university is rolling out new coronavirus testing methods to try and keep them safe. Self-administered COVID testing kits are going to be available at nearly a dozen locations throughout the campus. Students and faculty will be required to have routine testing done throughout the quarter. Around 400 courses are going to be starting in-person learning this week.
A local man shares a vaccinated and proud moment.
News 8's Teresa Sardina has more on the bracelet designed to bring COVID-19 vaccine awareness.
Steve and Alicia, I met Alec Willerman while working on a small business story in the last week. He stops me to show me this Vaccinated and Proud wristband that is currently in production. I told him News 8 was going to contact him because we want to know what it's all about. Today, I met him at Scripps Green Hospital in La Jolla to talk about his startup. Silicone wristbands have been trending for some time with a cause behind the hashtag. Alec Willerman of San Diego has been working on COVID-19 startups since he graduated from UC Berkeley as a business major in May of 2020. He says, why not another one? Currently in production and available to order is this Vaccinated and Proud silicone bracelet, hoping to get these in our healthcare system.
Red, white, and blue, it's patriotic. It captures just a very deep sense of the heart and the check mark that we're doing what it takes for good health.
He's been working with his father, Keith Willerman, using this bracelet product to promote vaccine support.
They kind of serve a three-tiered purpose.
Vaccine awareness, showing you are vaccinated and proud, serves as an example to others. Reduce the spread. When more people get vaccinated, we stop COVID in its tracks and come together. Willerman adds the community can do their part by being vaccinated and proud.
Once they get vaccinated, it's a symbol. They can see a cue. Okay, this person's been vaccinated. I'm safe in that area.
The people who are, maybe on the fence about getting the vaccine, really a lot of people around me have gotten it, and it just kind of builds that social momentum that's so important.
Willerman started the movement in December after tuning into Army General Gus Perna addressing the COVID vaccine.
The biggest fear that he shared with the viewers was that they would be able to distribute the vaccine and not enough people would get it. I think of all the silicone wristbands out there, in this particular moment in history, there's none that carries such great weight and significance.
The Vaccinated and Proud silicone wristband will be available January 18th. Alex says if you would like to join the movement, contact him. We'll have the Vax Proud website at cbs8.com. Steve and Alicia.
Teresa, thank you. A man in custody after allegedly throwing rocks at cars and at police this morning in the Midway district. Witnesses first reported it to San Diego police a little after 9 this morning at Midway Drive and Duke Street. One officer who arrived was hit by a rock on the arm. He's expected to be okay. At least one vehicle you see there had its windshield smashed. We're still awaiting word on what charges the suspect might be facing.
San Diego police are now saying a New Zealand man who was found in medical distress Friday morning was the victim of an assault. Witnesses found the 34-year-old at Mission Boulevard in Santa Barbara Place late Friday morning, telling police they thought he may have overdosed. He was taken to the hospital and rushed into surgery. Detectives have since learned that he was involved in an altercation with two men the night before, and they may have known the victim. Call Crime Stoppers and at the number below if you have any information. Some good news for unemployed Californians tonight. EDD says it is rushing to get out payments with a $300 federal boost beginning tomorrow. The enhanced benefits for 14 million Americans lapsed last week, while President Trump delayed signing the coronavirus relief package in an effort to get Americans more money. With his signature, those benefits have now been extended through mid-March beginning this week. If you're among those who temporarily lost that benefit, EDD will contact you with instructions on how to certify your next payment.